गुड न्यूज टुडे, नई उम्मीद जगाने वाला हिंदी न्यूज चैनल.
Question now arising, and the big question right now, is Pakistan helping the Taliban in its fight for Panjshir Valley? Afghanistan's Samangan province MP has made a sensational claim. MP Zia has claimed that Pakistan Air Force has bombed Panjshir. He said that Pakistani Air Force uses drones to strike in Panjshir. He has further claimed that smart bombs were used by Pakistan Air Force to help Taliban making gain in Panjshir. Remember, Pakistan has reopened its airfields near Afghanistan, raising eyebrows. Pakistan has activated Shamsi Air Base in Balochistan near Afghan border. Sources tell India Today that a significant amount of air activity has been observed in the region that is aimed at providing tactical support to Taliban. Meanwhile, Pakistan's intel agency chief is in Kabul for holding talks with the Taliban, as Gaurav was mentioning. He also met the chief of Hizb Islami party and discussed the current situation in the country. ISI chief Faiz Hamid went to Kabul on the invitation of Taliban, the first high-ranking foreign official to visit Kabul following Taliban's takeover of the city. Gaurav Sawant, Sai Kiran, Geeta, all of them are with us. Gaurav, you know, when we ask the question about whether Pakistan is helping the Taliban in its fight in the Panjshir Valley or not, the question is a bit of a rhetoric because it's more than evident that they are, given the fact that smart bombs are being used by Pakistani Air Force to help Taliban making gain in Panjshir, including activating the Shamsi Air Base in Balochistan near the Afghan border too.
You know, this is evidence of Pakistan's direct help, and the biggest evidence was the presence of Pakistan DG, ISI and several Pakistan Army officers, and in the case of resistance claiming that Pakistan Army fighters in this fight against the resistance in Panjshir. Air power was being confirmed by sources, by officials even earlier. Remember, you and I were talking about how Pakistan used attack helicopters. Taliban do not fly helicopters. Unmanned combat aerial vehicles. Taliban do not have access to unmanned UCAVs and using of smart bombs. All of this goes on to show that it was an unequal fight, that the resistance was fighting against a professional army and not just the Taliban. That's point one. Point two, even in this, you see, Taliban has been unable to form a government in Kabul despite being in power for over 3 weeks. 15th of August was when they occupied the presidential palace. And the reason is a factional feud
with Haqqani, yes.
And Pakistan is also trying to sort that out. So it shows that Pakistan is a direct, participant in all that is happening in Afghanistan at this point of time, Chetri.
And that's a very important point that you brought up right now. Sai Kiran is also with us. As Gaurav was mentioning about the fact that Taliban has made attempt twice to form the government in Afghanistan, but they haven't been able to do so because of the rift that they're having with the Haqqani network, only goes on to show how much Pakistan is involved in cahoots with the Taliban for the takeover of Afghanistan. Sai Kiran, can you hear me?
Yes, okay, yeah. I mean that's absolutely right, because even historically speaking, Afghanistan is a country that is made up of a lot of factions. So it is not a single single religion. I mean, of course, religion is there, but single sect of people who are across the country. So there's bound to be factionism on that front. And yes, especially with regards to Haqqani network, Haqqani. Yes, structurally, if you look at Taliban, yes, Haqqani network, is a very vital part of Taliban. But Haqqani network also functions independently elsewhere. So they do have connections with a lot of affiliates, a lot of other groups. Like, of course, the ISI is part of that. The Al Qaeda is part of that as well. So it will be very, very interesting and critical for the Taliban hierarchy to understand what the Haqqani needs in terms of probably will they have a power sharing deal within themselves. That also remains to be seen, or will the Haqqani want absolute freedom in terms of how they're functioning or how they've been functioning all these years. So I think it remains to be seen what kind of a deal that would be shared between the groups.
Absolutely. Stay on with us, Sai Kiran and Gaurav right there. We'll get Geeta also in just about a bit. I'm compelled to take a very short commercial break right here on India Today, but the story remains to be our top focus. See you on the other side.